We also know that Marvin Park was near the boat landing where the steamers came and went on an ongoing basis, leaving from Jamestown and going up the lake through Bemis Point and Mayville.
My name is Robert Peterson, and I am the author of Only the Ball Was White, which is a history of Negro baseball before Jackie Robinson. It covers the years between the beginning of the 20th century and 1946, when Jackie Robinson became the first admitted black player to play in the organized leagues of baseball. In researching that book, I discovered that Jamestown is worth a large footnote in the history of Negro baseball, because it was receptive to black players at a time when most cities were not. In 1890 and 1891, Jamestown was represented in the old New York Penn League. This was a league that preceded the league that the Jammers are in now, by a team, and the first baseman for that team was a man named R.A. Kelly. Kelly was a black man. He had played earlier in Danville, Illinois, in a league there. And the Jamestown papers, interestingly, never referred to the fact that he was black. But he was known to be black, and he was so identified in early sporting papers. But the Jamestown Evening Journal never mentioned it at all. Kelly, by the way, was quite a good player. I don't know how Jamestown made out in those two seasons in the New York Penn League.
Mr. Peterson inquired as to how well that team did. Ironically, in a letter from George Lurchin, a center fielder with the 1942 Jamestown Falcons, a few answers were given. This particular newspaper article of Saturday, September 12, 1942, highlighted the New York and Pennsylvania League, champions of 1890. By golly, it's the same picture, the same team, yet there's a caption. Let's find out what it said. The caption indicated the picture represented Jamestown's first pennant-winning baseball club. Here is the local aggregation which carried off the championship in the New York and Pennsylvania League way back in 1890 under the management of Herbert Whitney II, playing its home games at Marvin Park near the boat landing. The other clubs in the league represented Erie, Dunkirk, Meadville, Bradford, and Olean. Here's another answer. The local club again won the pennant in 1891, and after that the league folded up for lack of adequate support. We also now know this picture came through the courtesy of a Parker Osterstrom, proprietor of the Park Barbershop in Brooklyn Square, which is no longer.
And subsequently, the Jamestown area was represented in the late 19th century by two other entries. Both were in a league called the Iron and Oil League, which was a minor league covering mostly small cities in northwestern Pennsylvania. And in 1895, the team that had been in Sharon, Pennsylvania, in the Iron and Oil League, went to Celeron in mid-season. They weren't doing very well in Sharon, and so the franchise was shifted to Celeron, and they played the rest of the season there, although in fact that league was in trouble too, and it disbanded in August. Basically, the teams broke up.
Celeron Park, year 2000. This house has been there since the beginning of the early pictures of the park. the grandstand was. Move our way down towards the left field line. We pan back and we see the right field line towards the lake where the roller coasters once were. Currently standing on what would have been about pitcher's mound. And we look our way out towards center field and we see the trees which allegedly Babe Ruth and others tried to hit over and into the lake, now dotted by the Ellicott Shores apartments. The field was ringed by the lake itself. In the 1930s, there was a very famous semi-professional league called the Jamestown Spiders, also known as the Billy Webb's Spiders. And they play baseball in Celeron. Among the teammates is the manager Billy Webb. Also on that team was a pitcher by the name of Swat Erickson, who had a terrific career with the Washington Senators. And also a pitcher by the name of Hugh Bedient, who played with the Boston Red Sox, and in his rookie year was one of the stars of the 1912 world champion Red Sox, who beat Christy Mathewson in one game, saved a game, and pitched a tie. Here's Allen Park, 2000, now used for softball and soccer. Home plate, first base. And visualize, if you will, Johnny Newman hitting a home run down this left field line. The left field, Johnny Newman fame. And notice the trees as they've grown since 1940. Here's a look at Allen Park 60 years later. The home of the 1940 Pony League representative.